You need to watch this video to the end to see this pub, because there's a guy that used to comment on the channel all the time, David Watts, I'm sure his name is. Sure he had the apartment up there. Never seen him commenting in a long time. I hope he's okay. So I am in Torrevieja and outside the Cafe Plaza. Remember when those apartments were actually getting refurbished? They were they're turned out quite nice actually. Turned out really nice. I think it was the one Spanish family that was doing them. Anyway, the point of today's video is to show you the reality of Torrevieja on a Saturday afternoon. It's not really. What we're going to do is we're going to head down the beach. We're going to see how busy it is and talk about the difference in high streets. Getting a lot of people saying that the UK is done. Obviously in Torrevieja at this time of day it's siesta time, so all the shops are closed. All the shops are closed, but this is what you would basically call as the high street back in the UK. It is one of the streets, and there is one just the next one down, but it is just to show you that there's very, very little empty units. And you're going to say, where's all the people? But this time of day they're on the beach on a Saturday. Phone shops, you get them everywhere though, don't you? You do get them absolutely everywhere. And then money exchange place with the look of it. Well, you can even exchange your Bitcoin. That's interesting, isn't it? You can exchange your Bitcoin for cash. There you go. Is that a change of the times or what? Change your Bitcoin to cash. Money laundering at its best in Spain. I shouldn't say that, but you can. There's actually an estate agent down in Torrevieja Costa a few years ago started saying that you can buy a property with Bitcoin. And it's like, yeah, if you bought Bitcoin ages ago, and I mean I think that Bitcoin now is around about 100 grand. Haircut, 20 euros. 20 euros for a haircut. Oh, 2 tankies, 5 euros. 2.50 a pint. So that's 2.50 a pint. That's a bargain, isn't it? That's I don't know what beer it is though, but 2.50 a pint. This time of year, but there's a place across the road. That's actually better than the place across the road. We'll cross over here, show you this, because this is where we used to come when we stayed in town. This was our local, because you got a canya and a tapa for 150. So you can either go down there and you can get a full pint for 2.50, 2 pints for 5 euros, or you can come here and you get a canya and a bit tapa for 150. I think they still do it. I think it's been taken over. Tostada con tomate, 2.50. 2.50, they've changed it. It used to be able to get a canya. This is a new place. What is this? Another estate agent. No, it's a laundry. That's new. This place over here, we never tried that. It is I think we went for a drink there once, but they seemingly do a really fantastic paella. Another barbers. I don't know how they get so many barbers in this town. Another barbers. And then that takes us down in front of Hotel Fontana Plaza in Torrevieja. This time of year that will be starting to get really busy. When there's any type of event on in Torrevieja, it's pretty much full. I'm sure there's a pool on the other side of it as well. I'm sure there's a pool on the other side of it, and there's a gym also. And then that takes us down to the old neck of the woods. So I'm glad to say that they've opened the road back up, because this road was closed for a long time whilst they were doing a lot of works for the drainage system, which I'm glad, because it took about Jesus, it was months and months and months. So I'm glad we didn't stay there, because we weren't able to get into your garage. We weren't able to get into the garage at all, which is underground. So they've still got some remnants, and they've got a new. This is new. So this area used to flood quite a lot, if you remember. You remember there's videos of. So they've got a new bit here for the drainage, for the water, for when it floods. Great, that stinks. God. Yeah, another reason I'm glad I'm not here anymore. And then that's the kebab shop. The Indians have got their seats, the Chinese have got their seats back out. Oh, I tell you one thing, I'm not being funny, but that's 2 new drains they've got in this area. And I understand why they've done it, but I'm glad I don't stay here anymore, because oh my goodness, that's fresh. And then they've got the third one there. That's disappointing. It's not really, I mean, I know why they've done it, but oh man. Oh, this is new. Another new estate agent. Now this place sat empty for years, but it's another new estate agent here in Torrevieja. Viva la homes. So that is new. Just what the town needs. Another estate agent. And then this has changed hands again. It's a vegan restaurant now. The Menu del Dia. Padron peppers. $18.50 for a Menu del Dia. Ooh, someone's need to check their prices. Healthy vegan cuisine. Oh dear, they've redone the pavements here. Let's look at some good news. So yeah, that was a Spanish restaurant when we first moved here. She was from Colombia actually, and then it was Italians took it over, and then they had the terrace outside, and then it was a kebab shop, and it didn't last as the kebab shop, and now it's a vegan place. Saturday afternoon, nothing going on at the building site as expected, and it's another summer that it's not ready. That's all we'll say about it. And this place is good. The Korean barbecue place. I don't know if it was, it's maybe just me, but we paid, there was 3 of us, and we paid about 80 euros for our meal and a couple of drinks, and you've got to cook your own food. And I'm like, surely you should get a discount for cooking your own food. Maybe that's just the Scottish in me, and it's the experience. I'd get a barbecue instead. Another new kebab shop. We'll pass this one before. I'm going to head down the front. The downside for these places now, though, is the reduction in the terraces. And I know that Torrevieja has taken back its terraces, taken back its streets, as the mayor said. Obviously, the terraces were extended during COVID. And the reason that they were extended was to allow businesses to try and get more people sitting on the streets and allow them to try and make some money after COVID and after everything that happened during that time. The Indian and Mexican, they've got a Menu del Dia for $17.95. Prices seem to be going up in the area, but it's not any busier, which is weird. I mean, I understand. So anyway, the terrace situation. The terraces were increased capacity so that businesses could make more money, and then oh dear, gotta love the Lithuanians driving about in their cars, music blaring. But anyway, they've reduced the size of the terraces in a lot of the streets due to the fact that the locals have been complaining about the fact that you can't get a seat anywhere. You know, you can't walk in the streets. You can't just sit outside your front door because there's terraces are just taken over. Oh, Wonder how busy it'll be down here today. It is hot, so I'm going to walk right along to the beachfront and see, because I think the beaches should be busy. And I don't know, not too sure. It's awfully quiet. Usually there's a buzz of people talking. I'll tell you what I think at the end, when we get along to the end. And that's been taken over as well. That was an empty building. Yeah, that's been taken over as well. Some kind of boat club. Folk chilling out, having a drink. I'm not going down the front because they'll just go, do you want food? Do you want food? Do you want a drink? No. Hopefully the beaches are busier. Some nice ice cream. I'm going to try and get in the shade. So I don't want to walk down the front too much as well. No chance of getting in the shade here. Good old Burger King. And then as you get further along, there's the restaurant that's changed hands about a year ago. Let's have a walk down this way. Doesn't seem to be a lot of reserved tables. But they have crammed, what they have done is they've crammed a lot more tables into the area so you're closer. So it's back to really the way that it used to be, because mind you'd go to Spanish restaurants before and you'd be nudging in to get past people. So it's kind of went back to what it was before. You know, they've not spaced out. Oh, there's lots of people in the water. Lots of people in the water. Ah, they're the clever ones. Definitely. Look at that. How good is that? Looking chilled out in the water. It's great, isn't it? Just jump in the pool myself. I was in the pool at it was 9 o'clock this morning. Jump in the pool. That's a unique smell. That's a very unique smell. Who's upwind of me? Let's see if I can spot them. Just past them on my right. That was a very, very unique smell, if you know what I mean. The grass isn't always greener on the other side, as they say. Oh man. Don't even try to hide it. I mean, that was, as we would say in Scotland, that was pure reeking man. In other words, that was highly smelly, for use of not a Scottish persuasion. So yes, in Scottish, it would be, that was pure reeking man. I wonder what the Spanish equivalent is. I'll need to try and work that one out. But in English, that was really smelly. Not as in a farty smell. Where am I going with this? Not as in a farty smell, but more, marijuana smell. It's a shame that this place isn't going to get open in this year again. I don't know what's happened here. There's usually a bar that opened up at this bit every summer, but it's all been fenced off, which means it's probably going to get developed at some point. Hence the reason it's been fenced off, because that's what's happening all over the town just now. Just development. Now this bit of the beach isn't as busy as what I thought it would be. I'll head up further up. Usually this time of year now, you're not getting a seat on this bit. So I'll head up this way. Nice cool sea breeze. Quite a lot of boats out in the water today. Saturday though, it's when the Spanish get their boats and they head out. Rather than sitting on the beach, they sit in their boats. There is quite a lot out there today. And sailing boats as well. I don't know if there's maybe some kind of race on, I don't know. No idea. So yeah, back to the whole high street thing. Obviously we've kind of walked down the high street back there, and it was it's obviously closed because it's it's siesta time. But there is very, very, even in small towns in Spain, there's very, very little empty units compared to back home in the UK, where you've got shopping centres that are basically just empty shells, high streets that are charity shops and phone shops. It's disappointing, the demise of the British high street. You know, the thing is as well, people say, oh, people shop online. No, people shop online in Spain. I mean, you see Amazon vans driving about like nobody's business here. So I wonder why it is. Because I mean, there's. I mean, this is Karen will tell you better more than me, but there's shops like British Home Stores, VHS, and other brand names that used to be around in the UK years ago that are still here in Spain. That's the crazy bit. It's like they were British brands. You know, they were born in the UK, but they've died in the UK, but they're still successful in Europe. Oh, it's going to be mobbed up this end. Maybe people only fill in the bars because they're feeling, yeah, I'm not sitting too close to other people. You know, maybe they've years of being told to stay away from people and have lots of space in between other people. They're now petrified of sitting too close. I don't know. Hasn't been the usual amount of looky men either. We've obviously, I remember the last time I was down this way, the police were driving up and down the street, so that kind of deters them quite a lot. So it's crazy busy up this end. Wait till you see it up here. It's always busier up this end of the beach because the Spanish know that they can just throw some clothes on and then go and have their menu del dias at a lot of the bars that are up this way. Nice. I've got to say, I've seen it busier, especially at this time of year. Definitely seen it busier. I've not got any change to give the guy, so I better not film his masterpiece. Oh, it's nice just to get that sea breeze on you as well, because inland it's just pure, it's just hot air. It's just roasting hot air that's blowing on you. Down to the coast, it's probably about, it's not as warm today inland. I'd still say it's probably around about 3 or 4 degrees cooler at the coast, but it's not crazy hot weather today like it was at the beginning of the week. Beginning of the week it was horrendous. What are you talking about? I think I'm okay when it's around about 35 degrees. When it gets above 35 degrees and closer to the 40s, that's when I'm like, oh right, it's getting too hot. You can't do anything. It was interesting, there was one of the comments as well that we never read it this morning on the Saturday morning video that Karen actually noticed afterwards. Someone commented that they used to stay inland not far from Castral, and they had the big house, the big terrace and all the rest of it, and it was lovely, but for 2 months of the year you're basically sitting inside because it's that crazy heat. And they never went into the British bars in the area because it's just not the thing that they came here to do. So they ended up selling up, and they didn't move back to the UK. No, they sold up and they moved to the coast. Yeah, they moved 5 minutes from the beach because that's what they were looking for. You know, they decided against the bigger property wasn't for them. You know, it's nice having, you can move inland and get a huge property for 120 grand, 130 grand. You know, prices around about the area that I was talking about, Castral now, they're heading up to 250. You can get a Spanish type place, but you can get a bungalow what you would class as a bungalow back home in the UK for really good money. But they decided that, you know, that's not the be all and end all. It's not the be all and end all, because you want to be able to do things in July and August. And when you are inland, they felt that you were kind of stuck inside, because you do spend a lot of time. I mean, you hide out the heat. It's not like when you're on holiday, you're coming and you're doing this for 2 weeks. When you stay here, sometimes it's the last thing that you want to be doing, because it's that hot all the time. And yeah, you can dive in the pool and all the rest of it, but there is a downside to staying inland. Now, before people jump on and say, but there's lots of positives to staying inland. Yeah, we know that and we get that. And that's what makes the world a wonderful place, because we're all completely different. And the fact that we're all completely different is that we can all agree that not everything is for us. You know, we don't all want the exact same thing, that makes human beings the most wonderful things on the planet. But then again, it's also the same thing that makes... Is that a new pizza place? Makes humans the scourge of the planet, as you could say. Let's head back to the beach. It's good, isn't it? It's nice. Nice and cool at this time of year. It's nice and cool at this time of year. That little sea breeze. I mean, it's not cool to you, because when you're on holiday, you're sitting there sweating buckets. But when I'm saying cool, it's a nice, cool sea breeze. And I've got to admit, I'm well impressed with Torrevieja today. They seem to have, it was getting a bit out of hand, the flea market as it's called on A Place in the Sun. I always used to laugh at A Place in the Sun called it a flea market, because it was never a flea market. It was, let's face it, illegal immigrants selling fake goods. Call it for what it is. And they were taken over. The fact that I thought it comes hand in hand. I'm saying that, there's a few of them up here. Comes hand in hand with them reducing the size of the terrace, because it was getting to the fact that, you know, you couldn't walk up here, and especially come August. Come August, the Spanish love to walk up and down the seafront. So now they walk up and down the seafront before they grab something to eat, and just to chill themselves out. So I understand why the council have done it, and I suppose they should really be commended for it, because it does make it look better. It's a crazy bar, because it's got the Irish connection, and you think it's an Irish bar, yet it's got Newcastle brown ale stuff, and it's got German stuff, and it's a bit of a mixed match of everything, actually. But it's obviously had a lot of money spent on it. A long time ago, and they've kept it the way it is. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's right next to the sea. So this is the pub. It is like an old Irish pub, and it is right next to the... I've got to say, it's fantastic. Lovely old Guinness tables. It's obviously been an Irish pub at some point, but wait till you see how close it is. If you want to sit and get the sea breeze, you're not going to get a better boozer in Torrevieja than this, especially with the size of the terrace. It's got an absolutely huge terrace, and you've got to think about it. If you're wanting a drink somewhere, it's an absolutely brilliant location. Brilliant location. There's folk sunbathing, right? And then there's this guy out feeding the birds. And all they're going to do is just fly away and then shite all over everyone. Just not the best thing to be doing on the beach, is it? Anyway, we digress. There's one last thing that I want to show you before we finish up this video, because the end of the video was meant to be the pub, but the camera overheated in the sun. Camera overheated, and mucked up the final part of the video. So there is something special going on in Torrevieja this week that was up in Alicante a few months back. I'm going to go down this way, it's quicker, rather than going down past the totem poles. I've seen that all before. But I head down this way and just speed this up a little bit. That those apartments are they had rooftop penthouses on them, on that block. I never ever knew that. All the time that we stayed here, I never knew that there was penthouses on that one. Interesting. They'll have cracking views. No, because the building in front of it's taller, so they won't. But the ones at the front will, because they'll see right down the beach. Now, so what is going on in Torrevieja that is something different. There's a big PA system set up as you go past Sunset Beach. See, if you're wanting a really nice romantic meal where you're looking down the coast, this is it. Sunset Beach, Torrevieja. It's one of the best places to go for a nice romantic meal. It's one of the first places that Karen and myself had a nice romantic meal. So anyway, as you could see just in the distance there's a bit of area all cornered off. There's a stage set up and a massive load of speakers, a sound system. And the sound system also goes halfway down the front. So if I just show you the stage there, and then if we just go down this way, you will see the speakers as you go down. So yeah, there's another set of speakers. And what is it? It's the same thing that was up in Alicante a few months ago. It's an orchestra, believe it or not. And I'm not sure the name of it, but it's an orchestra that plays by candlelit. So they set up, could you imagine this back in the UK? All this equipment just sitting out with no security guards round about it. It'd be unheard of, wouldn't it? Half the equipment would be stolen on Face Bay. Face Bay 5. Musical equipment for sale. Trumpet, trombone, violin, speaker system. Set up your illegal rave. But anyway, yeah, it's an outside orchestra. It's an orchestra that play to candlelit. And when it's set up, it's absolutely brilliant. I did see it back up in Alicante. Didn't go to it because, but also access for disabled people to sit and watch it as well, which is cool. See the things that you miss. Man. So that's Torrevieja on a Saturday afternoon. What do you think about that fantastic pub? It was an absolutely cracking boozer, and it's got to be one of the best places that I've seen in Torrevieja, right by the beach. Proper traditional old boozer, isn't it? It's not really a Spanish boozer, but it's got a bit of everything in it actually. But it was all full of Spanish, and it was all Spanish that were in having something to eat. It's just a shame that wasn't opened when we stayed down there. Because I've got to say, I'd have probably stayed down there a bit longer if that was open. But it wasn't. But good to see that it is. And if you are in Torrevieja, go down and have a pint in it. It was €2 a canya. But you do get olives with it. That's what I miss, because a lot of the pubs up by us, in the town that we're next to, they don't do that. You know, they don't give you the olives, they don't give you the frutos secos stuff. Do you know, it's not really, I miss that kind of stuff. A little bit of free tapas. That's what you moved to Spain for. None of this, do you know. Anyway, there's the local police, and that is what's keeping the looky men at bay in Torrevieja in 2025. On that note, well, there he is. Is he going to stop at them? No. Driving past, because they're just sitting down. Nada. They're sitting down nothing. So that's why Torrevieja doesn't have the flea market. Anyway, that little guy's just jammed on the water fountain to make a friggin' mess. God, you know when you're getting old and you're complaining that kids playing in the water, huh? Anyway, hasta luego.